Hello, welcome. Pradeep is an IT professional and a solo traveler. He's traveling and is now at Jaipur. Many of us do not dare to travel during this pandemic. However, Pradeep believes that this is an ideal time to travel, especially if you're an IT professional and has the liberty to work from home.
Sunny cave.
Let's meet Pradeep and listen to his travel experiences. Pradeep, where have you reached now?
Now I'm in Jaipur. The exact place, the name is Shamnagar, which is, this particular apartment is near to Shamnagar metro station, which is maybe 300 meter away from Shamnagar metro.
And how many days back you started your journey from Bangalore?
It may be I think it is almost 2.5 week now. It's almost 2.5 week.
And Pradeep, which all routes you picked and which all places you covered?
So I have started my journey actually from Kerala. Then from Bangalore, I went to Pune actually. Then from Pune, I heard someone said that there is a place called Mahabaleshwar. Then from Pune to Mahabaleshwar, I travel in a public transport, a particular bus. Then I reached Mahabaleshwar and I stayed there. I think around 1 week in Mahabaleshwar because there were many places to explore in Mahabaleshwar, especially it's a hill station. Just because it's a hill station, there are many historical places as well in Mahabaleshwar. So it took time, especially to explore those places. Yeah, it was a nice place. It was a very nice experience, and solo travelers may face some sort of challenges, especially in Mahabaleshwar, because they don't give rooms to stay because they think especially it's a hill station, right? It's a tourist spot. Especially couples used to roam around in Mahabaleshwar, so people think I may have some sort of personal problems, or I'm especially solo travelers, they have some sort of bad experiences. Solo travels, they come there and commit suicide, so those kind of things. So initially they denied to give me room. Then I asked them to talk to my relatives just to ensure that I'm I'm well actually. So then they got convinced and they gave me room. So normally families used to hire these kind of boats, at least 3 to 4 people can travel. Just because I'm a solo traveler, I want to explore that as well, the lake and all. It was so beautiful, so I want to explore it. So when I reached there, they said the same theory. They said, since you're a solo travel, we cannot allow you to. Then I spent some time with them. I talked to them. Then we had some sort of funny conversations and all. Then they agreed.
So from Mahabaleshwar, you came directly to Jaipur.
Mahabaleshwar, I haven't planned anything even from Mahabaleshwar, I haven't planned the next destination actually. So I was talking to many my friends, and a lot of people recommended that Jaipur is a beautiful place. Not Jaipur. In between, I went to Ajanta and Ellora, which is in Aurangabad. I think it's almost around 500 600 kilometers. Aurangabad is a clean city, and this Ajanta and Ellora actually, it's which is quite. It's not that nearby, but that is the easiest place actually. From there, we can reach Ajanta and Ellora easily. So Ellora is almost, I think, 30 kilometer from Aurangabad, 30 35 kilometer from Aurangabad, and Ajanta is almost 110 kilometer. And I hire a bike, a Splendor, and I visited Ajanta and Ellora. So that was an amazing experience because Ellora, everyone knows that it's almost the 5th century to 11th century. The monuments and the caves especially which they built. Yeah. So then Ajanta, it's almost 200 BC. So it was a great experience. That was a great experience actually.
From Mahabaleshwar to Ajanta Ellora to Jaipur. So is history the attraction for your travel?
Not exactly. I don't know, I'm just keep on traveling. I don't know, I don't have any deadline, I have to reach my home by this date. I don't have any such plans. So I'm just keep on moving. I'm just keep on traveling. So now I'm in Jaipur. My initial plan was to just visit Ajanta and Ellora and go back to Bangalore. But then, I got pushed and I come to, now I'm in Jaipur, which is an amazing city, amazing place, historically, culturally, food, people. This was an amazing experience actually, Jaipur. And there, now I hear that there are many places in Rajasthan to explore. So my plan is to go to Udaipur. Then I don't know from there where I'm going to travel actually. Maybe I'll come back and go to Pushkar. I heard that Pushkar is again it's a culturally rich place. It's a main tourist destination actually. Yeah. And in Jaipur, actually, in Jaipur, there are many places to visit. I'm here in this apartment for last 1.5 week in this place because I like this place very much. So I don't want to move out of this place actually. So I'm just staying here, just like Abhayarthi here for last 1.5 week. I have to pay the rent and all. I just paid 2 days rent. He didn't even ask. The owner didn't even ask actually. So he's a very nice, cool guy. So and here there are many places like Amer Fort, which is one of the biggest, I believe. It's a great place actually. Amer Fort. We need at least 5 to 6 hours to explore that palace alone. Then there is another place called City Palace, which is now it's they are maintaining that as a museum in City Palace. Sorry, not City Palace, Albert Hall Museum actually. Albert Hall Museum. Then there is another palace called City Palace. Then there is another fort called Jaigarh Fort. I think Hawa Mahal, Jal Mahal. I don't know. There are many places in Jaipur, and these places are easily accessible. That is the main point. So, like here we have as I said, there is a metro. This particular metro, the one which I said. From here, if you spend 12 rupees, then you will reach Chandpol Metro, Chandpol. So from there, I believe it's just if you are going through the public transport, like battery autos and all available there. The auto rickshaws which runs on battery, and they are very very cheap actually. You'll reach one place to another, like maybe like a 2 kilometer, 3 kilometer within 10 rupees, and the pollution free is very silent. I could see around 100, 200 autos which is roaming in that place. So that was another experience actually, just trying these kind of public transport. Then I believe it's almost 20 to 30 rupees. If you spend 20 to 30 rupees, you will reach the maximum distance, which is like Jaigarh Fort. It is a little bit tough to reach Jaigarh and Amer. You have to walk, I think, 500 steps to reach Amer from the best where it stops, right? Like from there, you need to walk at least, not walk actually, it's like steps. So it's like 450 steps, I believe, to reach Amer. Then from there again, you need to walk another 45 minutes to reach Jaigarh. So the day one, I visited Amer and I was so tired, and just because it was just like 1 kilometer difference from Amer to Jaigarh, I couldn't even walk actually. I was so tired. Then I came back to my home. Then again, I scheduled that in another day. So because I had enough time, like, I have enough. So I'm just scheduling it slow, one by one, exploring it one by one.
Pradeep, how do you differentiate a scheduled travel and a non-fixed destination solo free travel?
I feel the difference is like if it's a scheduled travel and if it's an unscheduled or unexpected things, right? Unexpected things happens on these kind of travel, and which is very beautiful, I believe. Like I don't have any plan. Like for now, yesterday I booked my ticket to Udaipur. So and day before yesterday, I thought like I will go to Varanasi. I should explore Varanasi. Then I just postponed it. For now, the priority is Udaipur. Then I'll after that I'll go back to Pushkar. Then I'll go to Varanasi. So then I think there are many places in my mind: Agra, Shimla, Leh, Ladakh, and if some other idea come into my mind, I'll go to that place. So yeah, and it's very cheap actually. The travel is very very cheap. I always recommend people to go through the public transport, especially train and buses. These are the, I think, especially train. Everyone, at least in their lifetime, at least once, they should travel, in our train, the entire India. They should visit. So that definitely give a different, overall a different view about our country. And thing is, like, I'm staying in a dormitory, a hostel, and here it's like, I got an opportunity to meet different people. Even I saw a guy who handled one of the biggest politicians Twitter handle here. So yeah, so it was that was a nice experience, and we roam around the city in this Jaipur city. We both he is having a bike, so we roam around the entire city. So that was another kind of experience. So yeah, that is another thing, right? Like we will be able to meet new people actually if you are staying in, especially in dormitories, these kind of places. And another thing is it's very cheap. I think almost all the dormitories you will get it for 230, 250 rupees, 300 rupees a day, which is another thing.
Were there any complication in terms of the pandemic situation while you are traveling?
No, luckily I got both my vaccines. Now I think it's almost pretty controlled in Kerala. So before that itself, I moved to Bangalore actually before these states put restrictions on, the incoming traveler from Kerala. So before that itself, I just moved out of Kerala and I reached Bangalore. Then from there, I scheduled all my trips. I moved to these places.
Especially while staying in a dormitory and traveling in public transport, isn't that a risk?
I think I use mask. I have a sanitizer. So I used to, strictly follow those basic things. Like I believe if I wear a mask, if we make that as a common practice, even after these pandemics, we will not have to face many, diseases. Actually, I think that is the best. We should do that actually, even with COVID or without COVID.
You have to work, take rest, and travel. How do you manage all these together in a day?
So that was one of the concern actually which I had earlier. So, but then what I did is like I just scheduled my time, the entire day into three. I split it into three. Like we have 24 hours, right? So I just split it into three. And my main priority goes to my work definitely because I have a job. That's why I could do all these things, right? So my main priority goes to my work. I dedicate 9.5 hours to that actually. I don't compromise anything. Then my shift starts maybe like at 2 o'clock, 2 to 11:30 p.m. Morning, normally morning time, right? Like 6 o'clock, 5:30. I start my journey and I explore almost all the places actually before 12. And I'll ensure that I'll reach here by 1 o'clock or 12:30. And the places which I said, right, in Jaipur, so these all are maybe like 10-15 kilometer radius, I believe. So it's not that far away. So I think by then maybe sleep, I just need to compromise a little bit, maybe like 5:36 hours sleep. If we split it into three pieces, like I think yeah, we could do such things actually, these kind of things.
This should definitely inspire people, especially people who are working from home.
Correct. So I think for them, this is the best time to travel. This COVID is the best time to travel for these kind of people, because I was working from home for last 1.5 years inside a room, right? Like then I got, that my mental mind situation and all, like the pressure. Then I just decided to move out of that room, and I started traveling without putting a deadline or a return date. And I saw a person, like I even when we travel, we also need some sort of inspiration, right? Otherwise it's not possible actually for even the person who is traveling. So I saw a person day before yesterday. He was like he's having some problem with his leg. He used to walk with his stick, but he earlier, some years back, he was part of sports and all. Then suddenly this condition happened, and even with this condition he's traveling with his car. He was here with me. Then today morning he left. He said he's going, ultimate destination for him is Ladakh. So I said we will meet in Ladakh actually. So that is what our plan.
There are many people who feel depressed during this time, confined in a space, especially people who are a little aged and not quite occupied.
They can travel where they will want to. It doesn't matter how old they are. I don't think age matters. we'll at least we will feel a kind of refreshment, right? Like when we saw new people, new places, when we explore new food which we never tasted. So yeah, we will feel kind of refreshment.
I missed to check with you. What kind of food you could explore in the process?
I love sweets, especially. Okay, and Rajasthan is a place where you will get almost all the different varieties of sweets actually in Rajasthan. And yeah, here especially, the place which I am living, here you won't get that much non-veg. Since I am from Kerala, we like to eat, especially I like to eat non-veg food, but we won't get it here. So yeah, I have asked many people. So most of the people are vegetarians, and in vegetarian they have like chapati, paneer. Especially here, milk products are very common. They use ghee, paneer, palak paneer, then dal tadka. There are very different varieties of you will get. Then pani puri, the same, the similar dishes which we get in Kerala, right? This pani puri, vada pav, chole, lot of different and I think the main this is like the street food actually. It's very cheap. It's the price is very cheap actually, because day before yesterday I had a puri, two puri, and the chana masala just for 25 rupees. And if you have four chapati, then paneer, a good quantity paneer, then you will have to spend I think 40, 70 rupees or 80 rupees. But if you order it through Zomato and all, yes, definitely, then it will cost a little more. I bought a bread and butter. I'm carrying that. So breakfast, I don't have to go outside. So I just have that one actually with banana bread and butter. That will save 45 to 1 hour. So I just have it.
So, Pradeep, your suggestion is to make use of the public transport instead of your own vehicle?
Yeah, correct. Own vehicle, a car especially. Then, going inside a single, a private apartment room, then stay living like an isolated person. I don't think there is a, the real purpose of travel. I think we miss it actually in that way. So we should use public transport. We should mingle with people. Then we should stay in dormitories, but keep your hygiene. Like just use masks and these kind of things.
Is this the first time you are doing this extensive traveling, as in without any plan, or
No.
you have been doing this?
No. I had an experience actually. So last 2020 December, like New Year. So my sister, she said like let's go to Wayanad. They had some sort of musical party and all. I said okay, let's go to Wayanad. So when I reached Ernakulam, I changed my mind. So I'm that kind of person. So I changed my mind. I decided to go to Ladakh when I reached Ernakulam, Kochi. So we go to a decathlon. I bought some winter wear, a lot of dress. Then I put and I bought another bag and all there from there. Then I put everything inside that and booked the ticket and just go to this register to go to Leh actually, from Delhi to Leh. So the mistake which I did was like I was wearing a chappal and a shorts and a shirt. That's it. And I put all other stuff in my check-in luggage actually. So when I reached Delhi, I started feeling cold. Then when I reached Leh airport, I was the only person wearing shorts and a shirt. That also a very nice cotton shirt and a chappal. And rest all were wearing thick cotton, thick woolen clothes, different. Then they started smiling at me, laughing at me. I don't know. Then the security said, there is a security clearance. The lady was very cool. So she said, this person, you just go and change your dress, just wear some winter wear, then we'll do this. So that was the one of the most unexpected thing which I did in my life. Then after reaching Ladakh, Leh, I go to market. Then I purchased a lot of items. Then I reached reached this. That also was a kind of hostel, dormitory. Then when I reached, I got there is a problem, high altitude sickness. When we people, especially from Kerala, reach Leh, we will face a high altitude sickness. So I had a little bit of problems, started a little bit of problems like high heartbeat and all. Then this kind of motion sickness. Then next day morning, it's become worse, and I hired a guy. They got a cab, government hospital there, and they admitted me for around I think 5 hours. They asked a question actually, which most of the solo traveler will face, at least will face once in their travel. Like They asked, who anyone else with you? We need to buy medicine. What we can do? Like, I said, I don't have anyone. I'm a solo traveler. Then that person understands that, and they arrange the medicine and they give me trip, then other medicines. Then they asked whether I had any breakfast or anything like that. So I said no, because from morning itself, I started having this vomiting kind of tendency and all. Then all these conversation was listening Tibetan, typical lay people, right? Like one old woman and her two girls actually were just near to my bed. They were listening all these conversations, but they don't understand Hindi or English actually. But they understand something, and they bought me momos and water. Yeah.
It's actually interesting. We usually go out on a purpose. We have certain plans, and things won't go the way we wanted, and we feel upset and irritated. So, but you're saying you are happy traveling without any plans.
And that gives, that puts some unnecessary pressure on our head, and we shows these kind of stress to other people, and the entire the purpose of travel is lost. So yeah, so that people, I don't know, like I didn't even know that how to say thanks to them. That was a fact.
Yeah, I've heard from many travelers the experience is very friendly from unknown people.
If you keep your expectations very low, you will have a wonderful journey.
So, Pradeep, do you have any suggestion for people who wish to travel?
I think what I feel is like the entire India is full of these kind of travel destinations. So if you want to, even yesterday I talked to day before yesterday I saw a YouTube video, okay, about Varanasi. Just randomly YouTube recommendation. So was watching Varanasi and quickly I decided that I should visit this place. Then the very next day I saw two guys actually who was more related to this ISKCON and all, who also those people came here to give some exam in the same room. Then it was all accidental, so I just started talking to them, and they said, okay, you come to Varanasi, we will host you. Just be there, by 6th. So we will also be there. We will have a bike ride together, and I'll help you to reach almost all the places in Varanasi. So you must come and visit. It's a completely different culture. It's so that kind of accidental things happens, which leads to certain things.
Have a wonderful time and share your experiences.
Thank
Have a
you.
joyful
Thank
trip.
you very much.